Thanks for joining us here on Sky News Real Estate. Well, we love a good challenge here, even better when it's a bargain hunters challenge. And today we've asked Vault Interiors Director and Principal Stylist Justine Stedman to add style to a room for under $50. There's a challenge. Well, she joins us now to show us just what $50 can get you. Hello, Justine.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for
This is
coming
great.
in.
No, we love good tips, especially inexpensive.
Yeah, $50 is doable, you know.
It is doable.
You can just and can that help, really? Just
Absolutely.
$50?
Look, it doesn't cost a fortune to get good style. I mean, you can have, there's top-end style, there's mid-range style, but in terms of injecting a bit of colour and flavour into your property, it can be affordable and you don't have to break the bank. There's a few styling hacks, a few little tricks that we can do to just jazz up any space, be it bedroom, lounge room, kitchen. There are certain little things you can do to just really have some visual impact.
Because it's such a vast subject, you've been very clever and made us narrow it down.
Yes,
so if we were to look at artwork, for instance, where do you recommend
Sure.
people look and what should they get for artwork?
Sure. Well, people get a little concerned about art because they think they have to outlay thousands for a really big custom piece, but you don't. You can go to places like Etsy and get some wonderful prints. Family photos framed up with IKEA frames or stretched on a canvas can look fantastic. Or here's an example of just a nice little print that is very simple frame. And if you do a cluster of these in a big group, you get a gallery wall effect, which is very, very dramatic, and it won't break the bank.
No, well, frames, you know, I mean, they're pretty cheap to pick up.
Oh, so cheap. Kmart, Target, IKEA, they all do it.
Exactly. The trick is don't buy them at the expensive shop.
Exactly. And the trick is actually to mix it up. A little bit more eclectic is going to add a bit more interest, and it's going to make your home a little more unique.
Yeah. So. And just in terms then of other ways, I mean, you've brought in some, we do love our props
Me
and
too.
ideas here. So you've brought in some things here. Just talk us through some of the items. That
Sure. Well, style for under $50 can be achieved through a variety of different applications. Things like cushions, for example. I mean,
That's such a lovely
Yeah,
thank you. You
colours.
can't go
chilled
wrong with
out.
teal or aqua.
Yeah.
Very seasonal and very on trend. The thing about it is I like to keep base furniture neutral and then add colour through accessories and cushions, because if the seasons change, you get bored, you don't want to outlay every time a new trend comes along. A beautiful cushion like this you can pick up for $10 to $15 from a variety of homeware stores. As I mentioned, Kmart, Adairs, Freedom, they all stock a fantastic range at different price points, and a couple of these on your sofa will update and completely uplift the room because your eye will go to that pop of colour and it will transform the space.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Now, what one would call, I guess, knickknacks? Is that?
Yes, trinkets, accessories, vessels.
Here.
Sure. Well, this is just a little bookend here, which, again, it was picked up inexpensively actually at a variety store. You can often get things from even Vinnie's if you find the right pieces.
Yeah. Wow.
Something like this along with a nice designer book and a candle creates a perfect little coffee table vignette, and that just creates, again, a visual focus. It looks like there's been a bit of effort made, and it kind of uplifts the room, whether it's for your home or to get ready for sale. It's just going to look like it's dressed and it's going to make it feel welcoming.
But like the candle.
I mean, this
Like
looks
the candle.
expensive.
Metallics.
but It doesn't
My favourite.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Bling. I just love a bit of bling.
Yeah, and look, it's the price point, really. You know, a good coffee table book, a candle, I mean, they range, again, from $5 to $20, depending on the brand. Stocked everywhere. You can even make your own candles inexpensively. Keep a beautiful country road vessel you might have and reuse it with a tea light candle or a different candle.
Fun making your own candles.
It is, and they just look beautiful.
Churning the butter and making it.
Messy but effective. And really, it's just it's a statement piece. Metallics will always draw the eye. And as I said, many companies at the moment are tapping into that because it is on trend. So you will find affordable gold, silver, rose gold homewares like this at very low price points. We're talking $5 and $10.
Yeah. Wow. And as you said, just create a little vignette. The term is, there's the 3 or 5.
Groups of 3 is a styling rule that always works really well. And if you really want to finish it off, we tend to use a bigger vessel, something along these lines with, again, a pop of colour. If you're repeating the accent colour, it's giving the room consistency.
Yeah.
Or, of course, you can finish it off with some fresh flowers or even fake flowers. Anything green, a bunch of herbs, a succulent, just that little pop of green will also draw the eye, and it basically finishes things and makes it look very...
As you were saying, you can get some great fakes
Oh, you can.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it does seem when you're on a budget, fresh flowers can be just crueling.
Every week.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know,
budget. Yeah.
Even at Woolies. If you buy them at Woolies, you're going to fall over and die in a couple of days
That's
anyway.
it, a little bit wilted, but there are tricks, you know. I think it's bicarbonate soda and cutting the edges helps, but I mean, look, fake flowers again, Freedom, so many of those stores do stock
Oh,
them.
and Spotlight
They last
and all
forever.
those
Yeah, and we're talking probably a few dollars a stem. So just a nice little bunch on a coffee table along with the key items we talked about. That just creates basically a focal point and something to jazz it up.
And these trays are fantastic, aren't they?
Sure.
These gold trays as well, because they're brilliant. But we're just looking at some pictures now. So what are some of the things that you've done here in this room to
Sure.
add, you know, for a budget?
Well, this room is key to the principles we were just talking about, where you might take a colour accent and you repeat that accent. The reason that works is it creates consistency in the room, and it can be achieved very affordably. The artwork, that's just quite a generic canvas, again, not a one-off designer piece, but has a lot of visual impact and draws the eye. The cushions are repeating that colour, again, inexpensive. You can take old cushions and recover with cushion covers you can get from Kaz, etc. And as I've talked about with the coffee table dressings, we've done that there on the coffee table. As you can see, a nice plant, a little vessel and a book. It just finishes the room, and basically it looks designer.
Yeah. We should point out too, another thing that you mentioned is the rug.
Yes.
And that can be...
Rugs, throws. Thing about a property is layering really adds value and impact because it makes it feel homely. And if it's just for yourself or again for presentation for sale, you want to create that attachment and feeling of home. Having a soft surface like that, a rug, it'll define the space, but it'll also warm things up. And throws are ideal because they're cheap and they cover a variety of sins. If it's an older sofa or kids and dogs.
Stay in place.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get that extra hit of texture.
You do. It's,
So even
it's
that
the
cheaper
layering.
rug, which has got nice coil, what's it coil? I've forgotten the name of it now. They're sort of rough ones that are great texture.
Shag rugs
Yes.
are fantastic. Sisal rugs are very in at the
Sisal.
moment. That
was the
woven
word I
look.
was searching for. This is why you're the professional. And I'm just here. Ugh.
And it's so affordable again. I mean,
Really good. Bunnings.
oh yes, IKEA have these wonderful ranges. You can get them. Yes, Bunnings sell them. Basically, that Sisal look you can
great
get.
idea.
You can get anywhere. They come in at the moment. Round is very big, so a nice round Sisal rug will define a space, especially in a kid's room or a study where people don't often think of putting a rug there. But it really does just create the zone, and it kind of makes it feel like you finish the space.
It actually make it bigger as well, rather than...
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about adding that visual impact. So these tips are all inexpensive and they're all about uplifting that specific space.
Yeah, look at that. Great. What is that? Sort
There's
like
a size of
plate on
rug.
it? Oh, yeah, exactly. Yes.
Metallic plate, not dissimilar to the
yes,
the
it's
tray
lovely
we
tray
have
you
here.
have.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fantastic. So, lighting as well, we should ask you, because something else you point out is like table lamps, floor lamps. They're a great way to add.
And they can look,
Style.
they look so great at night.
They do. Ambient lighting
Just
is a
add
big
that.
trick. I mean, it's again, you will get that with candles, but having soft table lamps where you've got warm lighting as opposed to harsh LED or fluoro, it creates a homely atmosphere. You can play with the levels of lighting. Different. If you're entertaining, you can have something softer. If it's task lighting, it's a different application. But again, table lamps, look, $20, $30. All those stores we talked about are stocking fantastic options right now. You can even update if you have an older table lamp you love, you can get shades from Bunnings for about $15, linen shades, and that will update things instantly. And again, it's on trend. If you want a colour, no dramas, just swap out the shades. So.
Yeah, I've got a very clever sister who can put fabric on, or yeah,
And that's
over
beautiful.
and
People do
update
that.
old lamps
Yeah,
and-
you can certainly. And again, you can stretch fabric to make an artwork. So
Yeah.
it is thinking outside the box, but you will get good results if you do that.
Yeah.
Is this one of your rooms as well?
It is, yeah. So as you can see, we've got a really colourful artwork, again with a bit of metallic, a bit of teal. Pastels are very in right now. The overall presentation is quite neutral in terms of the bed and the side tables, but you get that drama with the throw, the cushions, the artwork, that layering principle, and all of those elements are inexpensive, and when they're put together...
Oh, looks great,
Yeah.
doesn't
You
it?
drag in that green from out the window, don't you?
Yes, we
Have those ones.
It's one of our styling tricks. So depending on the demographic and the area, if it's a coastal property, we'll highlight the blues because we do want to put in buyers' minds that we are near the water. If it's a greeny, leafy suburb, we want to play up that too. So we are trying to reference the location and we're trying to bring that indoor-outdoor feeling.
And you can't beat plants either. I mean, do you use a lot of sort of plants?
We do.
Yes.
Plant crazy.
I'd love to see your backyard. That was probably full of stuff, isn't it? Just waiting.
We have a lot of pots, true, and internally as well. I mean, when it comes to tips under $50, as I said, fresh flowers are great, but if you don't want to replace them all the time, fake ferns, fake succulents, little glass terrariums are very big right now. You can make them yourself with a cutting from the garden.
Because they're so expensive if you buy them.
They are. We're talking $100 to buy one off the shelf, but look, a $5 glass fishbowl from a variety shop with a few cuttings, real succulents, all you need is a bit of sand, and that in itself is a beautiful coffee table centrepiece, a dining table centrepiece, and an inexpensive style.
And that's a great tip. I mean, try and do it yourself if you really, it's still the cheapest way to do it is do it yourself.
That's it. I mean, these little tricks really will, if filtered throughout the home, it's basically just added value overall for yourself or for people coming through the property. And the end result is presentation is key in general. So if you can get people to emotionally connect with the property, if it feels well dressed and homely, you'll see the results.
Yep. And
all great tips.
Top tips very quickly then?
Sure.
For styling under $50.
Top 5 tips. Look, lighting, as we've covered, that's a great one. Artwork, inexpensive, and you can do a variety of things. Photos, canvas. Just get a bit of colour in. It really makes all the difference. Throws and cushions jazz up any bed or sofa in an instant, and you can swap them out seasonally, so that's what's great and cost-effective about that. Then we've also got, so you've got artwork, plant life, as we discussed. I mean, fresh flowers, greenery, even in the kitchen, bathrooms, orchids, that will all create a sense of style. And then following on from that, you've basically got, I think that's pretty much, that's pretty much it. To be honest, that's key.
That's a lot of tips.
Yeah, a lot to take in, but all very achievable and hopefully affordable for anybody, because style should be accessible on any budget.
Justine, it's been great to get your expert advice. Thank you so much for that.
It's been lovely.
Justine Stedman there from Vault Interiors.